So currently we have four iPhones which I can consider affordable or less expensive. We have the iPhone SE, the iPhone XR, the iPhone 11 and iPhone 12 mini. But which one of these do you consider the most value for money? The obvious answer might be the iPhone SE or the iPhone XR since they're very affordable. But I think it's not that. I think it's different. I think it's an iPhone 11. But hold a minute. How? Well, first of all, the question is not which is more affordable. What is more affordable does not mean that it's giving you the right value for what it does. The question is which one of these is the most value for money iPhone. And in this video today, I'm here to tell you why I consider the iPhone 11 the most value for money iPhone in 2021. So I have a few things which I consider that a phone should have in order to be a great smartphone in 2021 and a great iPhone. It needs to have a good looking design, a sharp colorful display, a processor which can perform well for at least 3 to 4 years, a camera which can perform well with or without light, has at least one more lens than the standard wide lens, ideally an ultra wide lens, great battery life, and a price which is not crazy or absurd for what it does. An iPhone 11 hits most of these notes really well, better than all the other iPhones that I mentioned earlier. So let's take a different approach here. Let's start with what's inside it. The iPhone 11 has the A13 Bionic, and this processor is still really fast and performs really well. Apps open fast, work smooth, editing photos or even videos is very much possible. Playing games or multitasking was pretty much easy for me throughout my usage of this phone. And since iOS is so well optimized with the hardware inside the phone, you can very well expect this level of performance being sustained for the years to come. At least 2 to 3 years if not less. And along with that you can expect software updates till at least 2024. Coming out of the phone and going to the back of the phone, we have the camera. The cameras on the back of the phone are still great. The shots clicked are very sharp and have great dynamic range. The darkest and the lightest parts of the image have plenty of details, and the image that you get is true to life and colors are all natural. The ultra wide shots look good too. Just try clicking them during the day or when there is plenty of light. The iPhone 11 is also capable of clicking pictures in night mode, although it's just through the standard wide lens, not through the ultra wide lens or not even through the front camera. And since A13 Bionic is pretty capable in image processing, you can do portrait shots even without a telephoto lens. Be it an object, be it a human, be it anything, you can click a portrait shot of it, unlike what used to happen on the iPhone XR. And if you want to record videos, iPhones ever since the iPhone 11 launched are considered exemplary when it comes to video recording capabilities. And it's a simple choice. If you want to record a lot of videos on your phone, iPhone 11 is a very safe choice for you. And the front camera too is as good as the cameras on the back, because the details of the shots and the wider field of view that you get again with the iPhone 11, it's pretty great, and you won't have any complaints with the selfies that come out of this front camera on the iPhone 11. So all in all, when we conclude about the camera, the iPhone 11 has a very versatile camera setup. Versatile enough for 2021 because it has the ideal lens choice, and the shots that are clicked and the videos that come out of these cameras are on point and is going to satisfy most people. So with the great camera and the great performance, there are some things that I don't like about the phone. First will be the design of the phone. Although it will be comfortable for most hands, I often felt that the phone is a little bit too wide for my use. I would always prefer that the phone be taller and narrower to have a bigger display rather than having an increased width. The bezels on the phone are a bit too thick for a phone in 2021, since you see most of the phones that are coming out have minimal bezels, but it's still much better when you compare it to something like an iPhone SE. iPhone 11's display is another point of weakness, but hear me on this. I think it's overblown, and I have a lot of people who would agree with me that when you are actually using the phone, in my personal experience that I used the phone, I did not really feel that much of a difference that I started hating the display. The pixel density is the same as an iPhone 4, but that does not necessarily mean that the quality of the display is just as dated. In fact, the display is very bright and very colorful, and the sheer quality of the panel beats so much of the other phones with high resolution. And to be honest, unless and until you're using this phone with some other phone which has a very high resolution display, something like S21 Ultra or a OnePlus 8 Pro, you're never gonna really feel that this display is less capable in any way. Who uses a phone like this? No one. And since the display resolution is lower and phone size is bigger, there is a big battery inside which has enough juice for the phone to stay on without needing a charger for at least a day and a half. So the battery life is good enough to make me really happy, because you know, I love great battery life and great battery life makes me really happy. This phone makes me really happy. And the software optimizations with the hardware, the A13 Bionics power efficiency results in, you know, such great battery life. And since you don't get chargers anymore in the iPhone 11 box, I would suggest that if you're buying the phone, get an 18 watt or a 20 watt charger, because charging speeds are worth the extra expense. Do not use a 5 watt charger that you may already have, because that's too slow for the phone's battery capacity and it's going to take hours for it to charge. So after summarizing the capabilities and the good and the bad things about the iPhone 11 and comparing it with all the other iPhones that are listed out at the start of the video, this is how I would conclude. The iPhone 11 has a better battery life than the iPhone SE, the iPhone XR and the iPhone 12 mini. The iPhone 11 has a better camera than the iPhone SE and the iPhone XR. The iPhone 11 has a newer and a faster processor than the iPhone XR. And the iPhone 11 has a much better display and a much better design than the iPhone SE. And the iPhone 11 has a much more affordable price than the iPhone 12 mini. So, going by all of this, iPhone 11 is the most bang for buck iPhone for 2021. That covers everything. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it, and if you find other people who are in a similar situation, a similar confusion, share this video with them. This helps them, this helps me, and you'll be the awesome person helping everyone. I'll talk to you in the next one. It's good to be back.